Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. So today I'd like to introduce you to one of the iconic models from Bosch's corded range, the PST 900 PEL Jigsaw. You're about to see a machine that's complete, compact, and also quite powerful. But I won't say any more for now. Let me show you in the next segment. See you in a moment. So here is the Jigsaw in question, the Bosch PST 900 PEL. It's one of the flagship models from Bosch's corded range, featuring a 2-meter cable. And here, there's a reinforcement here that increases the machine's durability, since that's actually one of the weak points on corded devices. This means you can use it without any trouble, and without worrying about that aspect. As for the motor, it has a 620-watt engine, making it one of the most powerful models in the Bosch range. This already allows you to tackle quite a few jobs, especially in wood or metal. When it comes to handling, it's true that this machine feels a bit heavy when held at arm's length. But at the same time, it's the support that will bear most of the weight of the wood, not you. So the weight, sorry, it's not on you. So it doesn't really get in the way. Not much anyway. But just so you know, the weight of this machine is 2.1 kilograms, which you can definitely feel when holding it at arm's length. As for the handle, there's a grip that's quite comfortable and covers a good part of the handle. Here too, there's a trigger that fits nicely under your finger, and you can use it with 1 or 2 fingers depending on your needs. And just above, there's a trigger lock button, which lets you lock the machine while it's running, so you don't have to keep pressing it. Pressing the trigger during long cuts, which really helps you avoid getting tired. And while we're talking about the trigger, I don't know if you noticed in the previous segment, but there's a small speed control that lets you adjust it according to your needs. So you can reach 500 strokes per minute at speed 1 and up to 3,100 strokes per minute at speed 6. As for the other settings, there's the pendulum motion adjustment with 4 positions, which lets you change the angle, or rather the amplitude, of the pendulum movement. Right below, there's also the blower function, which you can turn on or off depending on your needs. So if I connect a vacuum cleaner, we'll turn off the blower function. On the other hand, if you don't need a vacuum but still want to improve visibility of the cutting area, you can turn this function on. And at the back, you'll find the port that lets you connect, or not, your shop vacuum, which will make the cutting area even more visible, but above all, will let you work more cleanly. And if you need to adjust the cutting angle, for example, when making a bevel cut, there's a main screw, just one screw really, that lets you unlock the base and adjust it as needed. In fact, there are even notches here, as you can see on camera, that make the adjustment easier for you. Standard angles. When it comes to changing the blade, you'll see it's super simple and super fast. You place a blade against the roller in the notch, press the blade all the way in. It's immediately in position. It's really super convenient, super efficient. And if you want to release it, just pull the lever. And as you can see, the blade pops right out. As for the accessories that come with this machine, there's a small storage compartment just underneath that lets you store blades. Here we have a guide to help you easily follow your cutting lines. That's actually pretty nice. And here we have a guard that helps prevent cutting debris from getting everywhere, as well as here. A little anti-splinter guard, which can be super handy. And just before we get a demonstration of this jigsaw, let's talk a bit about its technical specifications. So I've already mentioned the 620-watt motor power. I've also mentioned the speed, which you can adjust just below the trigger. This allows you to reach up to 3,100 strokes per minute, which is a very respectable value for a jigsaw like this, and is right in line with what's standard on the market. As for the stroke length, it's 23 millimeters. Here too, we're pretty much in line with market standards, which means you'll be able to cut wood up to 90 millimeters thick and metal up to 8 millimeters thick. Now let's see how this machine performs in action. Of course, I've fitted a blade that's suitable for MDF. For this MDF board I'm about to cut, which is 18 millimeters thick. And we'll see right away how it turns out. Oh right, as for the settings, for now I've set it to speed. 6, might as well go for it since anyway there's an adjustment on the trigger. And also, regarding the pendulum action, I've turned it off for this type of cut, just to see how it performs. You can see a clean, efficient cut, really effortless. The machine is fast, it's really powerful. As for stopping the motor, I still recommend waiting a bit before setting your saw down, since you saw that the motor takes a little longer to stop than on models equipped with the brushless motor. But otherwise, honestly, overall, nothing to complain about. The cut is clean and effortless. Now let's see how this machine performs with a slightly thicker piece of wood, since we're working with 4.5 mm thickness. So regarding the blade, I changed it to use a slightly longer blade. As for the speed, I didn't change it. I didn't actually adjust any of the settings, just to really see how it performs with this kind of setup. So honestly, nothing to complain about. The cut was fast, clean, and efficient. Really, no trouble at all. As you saw, this is a machine that more than gets the job done, with performance that's definitely not insignificant. Absolutely, since we're talking about an adjustable rotation speed that can go from 500 to 3100 revolutions per minute, but more importantly, with a stroke length of 23 mm, which is pretty good. And as you saw in the demonstration, this already allows you to make cuts that are honestly fast, clean, and efficient. On top of that, it has a 620-watt motor, so it's not the most powerful machine on the market, but it will let you do quite a lot of cutting jobs. As for handling, it's pretty good, even though the weight is a bit heavy, but at the same time, it's the stand that carries most of the weight, not you, so it doesn't really get in the way of using this machine. In fact, it might even be the opposite, because it gives it a bit more stability. When it comes to adjustments, we're pretty well equipped too, since this machine actually has a speed control setting, so that's pretty nice. I've already mentioned it before. There's also the pendulum movement adjustment, which is another classic feature, but not something you find on every model. This lets you set the amplitude of the movement according to your needs. There's also the blower function, which is pretty handy and will help you clear away as much debris as possible from the cutting line. That way, you'll be able to follow it more easily. Now, it's true that it would have been nice to have a more convenient system for adjusting the base plate if you need to make bevel cuts. As for me, I don't really use this function very often, so it doesn't bother me at all. But if it's really important to you, you might want to go for an even higher end model that comes equipped with it, with a lever so you can make this adjustment more quickly. And finally, regarding the price, you should know that this model is generally sold for around 115 euros. So that's the price for the whole set, the machine with all its accessories, since there are quite a few, and that's another thing. That's the advantage of this type of machine. Everything comes together in a plastic case. So it's a price that I find a bit high, that's for sure. But in any case, the performance is definitely there. The accessories are included as well, along with the adjustments. So it's really a good compromise, especially if you're looking for a machine that's already equipped, efficient, and can go the distance with you, whether it's for occasional jobs or for more regular work. So as usual, if you're interested in this machine, feel free to check the description. I'll put the references for the best sellers there, at least those offering this machine at the best price. That's it. This video is now coming to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't hesitate to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And in any case, I'll see you very soon for a new video. Bye!